Hey everybody, it's Matt from Britical Saiyans here, and today I'm going to show you my Gohan deck profile. So, when he's placed into the leader area, you just play the Hyper Time Chamber. There we go. So, Hyper Time Chamber. We'll go through that in a moment. When he attacks, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and you add any Green Saiyan to your hand. Well, is it Green Saiyan? Yeah, Green Saiyan to your hand. Awaken, you've got 2 different conditions. So 4 or less, it's 1-1. Or, if you got the results of training Goku in play, you can do the same thing, but then rip down to 6. The Awaken side, it's got 2 autos, and they're both once per turn. The first one is you place 1 card from your hand at the bottom of your deck. When you combo with a card, you get to draw 2 cards. So you gain 2 cards, but you lose 2 cards, but you're comboing with a card. So there are cards that allow you to combo from the drop somewhere. So if you happen to put 1 to the bottom from your hand that way, you're still gaining quite a nice amount of advantage. The other auto, once per turn, when one of your Mono Green Son Gohan childhood battle cards attacks, you use up to 1 Mono Green cards with 5k combo from your drop or with skills negated. That's where I was on about. So it's like you swing with your 8 cost or 4 cost, whatever. Use his auto to then use the other auto, basically. Hyper Time Chamber, I might go over it now because it's here. It's Barrier Field. Thank you for having barrier protection. 2 permanents. If you got the Son Gohan childhood underneath, your leader will get 5k, and that's just a permanent. The other permanent, you can only have 2 cards underneath your Hyper Time Chamber, and then if all your energy is mono green, and this card's in active mode, you can play up to 1 card from underneath this into your battle area, and you can take up to 2 life. Pretty simple. Z deck. We have 2 Frieza. So it's 2 cost with 1 Z energy. It's got Deflect, Double Strike. When this card is played, you get to pop something that costs 5 or less. His other auto, when one of your other green battle cards attacks, you can drop a Z energy, and your opponent will discard a card from their hand. But the battle card that's attacking has to have 2 or more energy. And then we got 1 of the Goku from the anniversary. So when it's played, until the end of your turn, in your opponent's next turn, he gains 5k and can't be removed from your battle area. The other skills are irrelevant. It's just a 15k beat stick for cheap cost. And then we got 2 copies of Goku. So it's played. You got the auto, you take 1 of the results of training, you whack it underneath the Hyper Time Chamber, and then you take the other one from the deck, place it underneath because of its effect, and then if you place the card from your hand, you get to pop something that costs 3 or less. And then it's got Activate Main Limit 1, Paint a green. If your leader card is a green Son Gohan Child Z leader, has to be on a Z leader, and you have 4 more energy, remove this card from the game, and your leader will then gain 10k for a turn. So if you really want to push, there's your option, and it's just a free 10k, but you lose a card, but you can't combo with him anyway, so gaining 10k for losing a card is fine. He doesn't really do much after you've played him anyway. And then we got Android 16, Deflect Blocker Z-Stack 1, Z-Stack 1, the Z leader. 2 permanents. If your leader card is Green Son Gohan Childhood, this card's skills won't negate, so they can't remove his skills. Permanent, if your leader card is if your leader card is that side, the Awaken side, then you can take this from underneath because he leaves, and then Z Awaken, and then you can take cards from your life and down into 4. So you can really control your own life with this, where you can just rip your life by this skill and Awakening early. So, but as you probably, well, if you did watch the game, you'll see me where I was just taking my own life and controlling it that way. And then the Z leader, which will come off of this, because the auto, when your opponent plays a card at the end of your opponent's turn, you may KO this card. So when your opponent plays a card, or at the end of the turn, when he dies, you just drop this onto your leader. It's the simplest way it works. So your opponent plays a battle card, you can go, oh, die, Z leader, block, Z leader, end of turn, Z leader. You get the idea. The Z leader has double strike, Z awaken, ignore that, makes no difference because you're going to do it after 16. Activate main once per turn, you can discard a card to draw 2 cards, so it doesn't need to attack to get inherit draw, which is great. The auto, when one of your Mono Green Son Gohan childhood attacks, you can use up to one Son Goku, Son Goku with 10k combo from your drop in a combo with skills negate for a turn. If you do, you negate this skill for a turn, so you can only do that once. But yeah, there you go, that's the Z deck. And then the extra cards. The negates basically for the deck. We got one Goku's Kamehameha Deflection. It's a counter attack that's a limit 1. You negate the attack just to one of your opponent's battle cards at energy cost of 4 or less, and you get to KO it. Permanent, irrelevant because it's the GT, so it doesn't matter. It's just a negate to pop something. The shocking, well, a negate and pop something. Shocking Death Ball is just green sparking negate. 5 or less, you can rip a life instead of paying the 1. When you use this to negate, you can pop something that's got 2 or less. So this negate is really good for popping these kind of cards that still pop up in Z decks. So all your opponent's cheaper Z cards, which is great. And then we got 3 copies of Unusing Awakened Rage. So this is a negate that's designed for this deck because of the additional auto, but it's just good for Green Saiyans regardless anyway. But your leader does have to be a Mono Green Saiyan, and you can only use one of these in a turn, you can't use multiples. So you negate the attack. Additionally, if your life is at 4 or less, you can discard a card from your hand. If you do, your opponent can't attack for a turn unless they add 1 card from the hand to the Z energy. So yes, you're allowing your opponent to Z energy charge, but you're taking cards out of their hand at the cost of them attacking. So it's very taxing on their hand, and that's fantastic because you're diminishing hand, and it's just brilliant to have. It's got a permanent where you can discard a card from your hand to play it instead of paying the cost. So you discard 2 cards to do both skills, and yeah. And then we got the token blocker negates homicidal glows. 5 or less, you can rip a life or pay 2, and you just put a blocker out, so you get 2, stop 2 attacks at the cost of 1. And then the battle cards. So the 1 cost, we just got 4 copies of Krillin. When he's played, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and then you can add a Green Saiyan that's got 4 or less to your hand. And then auto limit 1, if there is a Blight Time Chamber in your battle area and a skillless battle card in your combo, when this card in your battle area is used in the combo, you get to draw a card, and this card, and then you add this card to your Z energy. So because when you combo with the Gokus from the drop, they become skillless, which then allows you to trigger this. The 2 costs for the deck is just the super combos, and we got 3 4 or less bottom deck draw 2 and 118. So combo with it, your opponent chooses a card and places it bottom of the deck. 3 costs, there are 2 and they combo together. So we got Vegeta, Arrogant, and Trunks, Future Warrior. Right, they both have deactivate main paint a green, where you whack it underneath the Hyper Time Chamber, and then you get the other one from the deck. So you put Trunks, you put Vegeta, you get Vegeta, you put Trunks. Simple as. The other activate main painted green. If you lead a card as green, Son Gohan Childhood Z Leader, and you remove this card from your drop from the game, and you discard one card from your hand, play up to one Vegeta from your drop, and it gains 10k power for a turn. Not really coming up much, but it is still a very good skill to have. The Vegeta does have Deflect. When he's played from underneath the hyperbolic time chamber, he does gain 5k. And then when he attacks, you combo with the Trunks from underneath the hyperbolic time chamber. This then allows you to draw a card and gain a crit. So for the turn he's played, you become 20 crit and draw. And then after that, he's just 15 crit and draw. Which is great. Nice little package, absolutely love it. It's one that I tried to do as the first turn play, just because it gets you the Z charge, it draws you a card, it puts a 20k crit very early on, because you're gaining 1 Z energy, it then allows you to play this, and then with that skill you put the Goku or the Gohan underneath to then set that up and go from there. So 4 costs, I didn't actually, okay, so the bulk of the deck is the 4 costs. So to start off with, we've got this Goku. Now, the deck does need to run a decent amount of the 10k paying 1 to combo with Gokus. You need to be able to see these because you get to combo them for free. So if you can see it earlier, that's great because then you have one set up. He's got Double Strike, Permanent. If this card's in rest mode, your opponent battle cards can't attack your leader. So a Deadly Defender, it's great. He's got Auto Limit 1, paint a green. If your leader card is a green Son Gohan Childhood and you got 3 or more energy and you have a green Son Gohan Childhood in your battle area, when your green Saiyan is using a combo, draw a card and play this card from your hand. So you get to replace him, which is always good. Replacing cards that you play is fantastic. And then we got the Results of Training combo. So the Gohan doesn't have the same skill as the Goku, because this one, activate main, place this card in your drop, draw a card, and then you get to play a Gohan, this Gohan, from underneath your chamber. Not that you really want to be doing that, because having this underneath gives your leader the permanent 5k. So it's a good skill to have if you just need to get the extra draw. But that's basically it. And the only way to get these underneath is the Z battle card, wherever it's gone. This one. So you need to see one of these in your hand, which is why there's 4 of each. When he's played from underneath our time chamber, he does gain 10k. And then he's got the auto. When he's placed underneath the chamber, you get the Gohan. And then the Gohan, it's got Deflect. When his card is played, choose to one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. So spot removal is great without an energy restriction on that, which is even better. And then auto once per turn, win this card in a battle. When you use a Goku showing results of training in a combo, choose one of your opponent's unisons and remove 2 markers from it. So marker removal for unisons, great. Not that they're as much in the game anymore, really. They still are, but it's always nice to have unison marker removal. And then he's got the auto, the same as the Goku, but when he's whacked underneath the chamber, you get the Goku and put it underneath. And then we got 4 copies of Decision Made. So, can't play limit 1, play this card. 2 permanents. The first one is for every Z energy cost of the Z cards in your leader area and battle area, you reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1. Your Z leader, wherever he's gone, costs 3. So as soon as you go into this just costs 1. Yes. Which is great. And then auto, you add this card to your Z energy. When this card is played, choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards. If energy costs are 7 or less, add it to your Z energy. Choose it to one of your opponent's unisons and remove 2 markers from it. So, really, really good. And then we got 1 Kaioken. Double Strike, auto limit 1, paint green. If your leader card is green and this card is in your combo area, when one of your green battle cards KOs and attacks and KOs an opponent's battle card, you get to play this card from your combo area, and then when this card attacks, you choose one of the effects. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it, or you can make your opponent discard a card. So for 1 energy, you get a 20k double that then can control hand and board. Either or. And then we've got 1 hit. So hit is barrier deflect. He's got auto paying 2 green. So when you combo with him, you have to pay the 2 green. And then the same as the Goku, if the battle cards you're attacking with your battle card dies in that battle, you bring this out into your battle area. And then he's got auto limit 1 if this card is in rest mode. When your opponent attacks, they may choose 2 cards in the hand and discard them. If they don't, negate the attack and your opponent can't attack for the turn. So, really good floodgate for that. That's all of those. Right, onto the 6 costs. First up, we've got the Goku and 18 GT. Deflect, dual attack. The first auto completely irrelevant for this deck because you need the Goku GT leader. But then it's got auto limit 1. When this card attacks, your opponent chooses 1 card with chooses one of their unisons with a specified cost of 3 or less, and they place it into a drop. If they don't place a card, they have to choose a card from their hand and discard it. So if they don't have a unison out, it's just constantly discarding cards, or they can lose their unison if they have one. Activate main, limit 1, paint 2 green. If you've got if you got 3 or more energy and a Z battle card in play, you get to play this card from your hand. Thankfully, Z battle cards are cheap. 1 cost, 1 cost. The same card, 1 cost. 1 cost your energy, and then the 3s are costing 2. So having a Z battle card in play isn't difficult because they're just so cheap to play out. And then we have the Fated package. So, Fated package is something that I personally just really enjoy. So I try to have it in all the green decks that I do build, all of 2. Because I never built another green deck until Gohan. I know there are quite a few lists out there that don't use the Fated package, but like I said, it's just something that I enjoy having in the deck because it's very powerful. It can put pressure on, and you get 2 cards for 3 energy. So he's got double. This is the Goku. So double strike, barrier, the evolve, irrelevant, doesn't matter. Auto, when this card, if your leader card is green, when this card is played, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier and KO it. So no restriction on that, and getting around the barrier, fantastic. Activate main, paying 2 green. If your opponent has 3 or more energy, and you place one of your Saiyan, Earthling, or Namekian cards, all green from your ZNG at the bottom of your deck, and then you play this card from your hand. So it's a way of recycling your wonderful super combos, which is always great. And then the Piccolo. So activate main, limit 1, paying a green. If you got the Goku in play, you get to play this card from your hand. He has dual attack, but when he attacks, your opponent chooses a card from the hand and discard it. But because he's got dual attack, he can remove 2 cards from your opponent's hand. It's great. And then it wouldn't be the Gohan deck without 4 copies of the 8 cost. So, we got Deflect, Double Strike, Auto. When this card attacks, you get to KO something ignoring barrier, and then your opponent places a card from the hand into a drop. It's got another auto. If it's your turn, when your opponent has 3 or more life, and this card is in a battle, when you use one of your green Gokus with 10k combo, is it? One of your green Goku cards in a combo, with a combo cost of 1, there you go, yeah. So the 10k ones, which is why I run 4 copies of each, just to try and see them. And then, if your opponent has 3 or more life, they got a crit one. And then activate main, limit 1, paying 2 green. If your leader card is green, and your opponent has 3 more energy, you get to play this card from your hand, and then he gains barrier for the turn. And that's it, guys. That is my Green Gohan, Death Profile, thanks for watching. Leave any thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.